welcome back to another what I eat in a day following the Slimming World plan. I'm gonna get on with it. So today I'm doing the extra easy plan, which is the normal plan that you would all know about. So it's the one where you can have the pasta, potatoes and rice. So for breakfast I wanted to make something different. Now this breakfast isn't just like one portion of breakfast. It's going to be a breakfast that I can have throughout the week, or it's going to be something that I can enjoy within my sins as a little treat. So I am making the Weetabix Cake, which is actually from the Slimming World website, and I believe it's in one of the Slimming World cooking books because that's where I originally saw it. But if you are a Slimming World member, then you will have access to the app, and the recipe is on the app there. I think as well, if you're not a Slimming World official member, like a paying member, you can still find this recipe on the website. So what I'll do is I'll leave it down below, but I will also be showing you how to make it today, so you could always just recreate it by watching this video. But it is the Weetabix Cake, and you literally need minimal ingredients to make it. It is so simple to make, and it is really delicious. Like, it's one of those cakes that I always kind of remake. And I know with Slimming World, like, you can make a lot of like cakey kind of desserts, but the majority of the time you have to use oats as like the flour, or like a lot of egg and a lot of quark and stuff like that, and sometimes it does just taste a bit eggy, whereas with this one you are actually using flour. And the Weetabix as well, it sounds weird, but let me just get on with it. So for this recipe you need 2 Weetabixes. So I've just got these cheap ones here, which are from Aldi. So 2 of these are your healthy extra B. You need 2 large eggs. You also need 100 grams of sultanas. So any sultanas will do. These are just the ones from Aldi, the pantry brand, and you need 100 grams of those. You also need 100 grams of self-raising flour, and again this is from Aldi. And then you need 2 tablespoons of sweetener. Now you can sin sweetener if you want to. It is recommended that you do. I personally don't, just because I never really did at the start of my journey, and I didn't see that it affected my weight loss that much, so I don't sin it. Obviously if I was having like a whole pot of it for like a cake, then I would, but because we're only having 2 tablespoons of this, I won't sin it. But if you do, then please do sin it. And then it says on the recipe that you need mixed spice. Now I don't have that. Like, I almost nearly picked up the Chinese 5 spice, and I ain't being funny, that would just be a disaster. So mixed spice, I think it's kind of like ginger and cinnamon, and it's all those sort of like autumnal kind of seasonings. That's what I think anyway. So I've just got some ground cinnamon here, and then I've got some ground ginger, and I'm just going to mix those 2 together and use that as the mixed spice because I don't have mixed spice. And you need 1 teaspoon of that, so I'll do like half a teaspoon of ginger and half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And then you just need some sort of spray, so I've just got Fry Light Golden Sunflower Oil. And then you need a loaf tin. So the first thing you want to do is you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees fan, or 160 degrees gas, or 160 degrees Celsius, or gas mark 4. And then you want to spray your loaf tin with some Fry Light. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, pop the oven on and spray my tin with some Fry Light. I almost forgot, you also do need some milk. That would have been a disaster. I looked at step 1 of the method and I was like, it says put the Weetabix into a large bowl and pour in the milk, and I was like, oh no, I haven't told you that you need milk. So you need milk, and you need, come on Chloe, get with it, 200 millilitres of milk. So I just want to also sort of touch upon sins and healthy extras for this breakfast. Obviously the recipe says that it's 3.5 sins per slice of cake, so this cake loaf will make 12 portions. So if you aren't counting the Weetabix and the milk as your healthy extra A and your healthy extra B, then it is 3.5 sins for a slice, which I think anyway is really good. However, because I'm classing this Weetabix and this milk as part of my healthy extra, the sins will be lower. So it's really confusing, and you sort of like have to do your calculations. But because I'm using, like I said, the Weetabix and the milk from my healthy extra A and B today, I'm only going to be counting the sins for the sultanas and for the flour. So for 100 grams of sultanas, it is 16 sins for 100 grams of sultanas, and then for 100 grams of self-raising flour, it is also 16 sins. So we're just going to do 16 times 2. 32 sins for the sultanas and for the flour, and then we're going to divide that by 12 because that's how many slices I'm going to make out of this cake. So divide by 12, so it works out of 2.6 recurring sins, so just over 2.5 sins for a slice if you are incorporating healthy extra A and B, or 3.5 sins if you're not. So I could potentially throughout the day think, oh, do you know what, actually I really do fancy my actual healthy extra A and B, and then I could just count 3.5 sins for a slice of this cake. So that's just the calculations for you. I know it's confusing, but you'll understand if you sort of figure it out. So the first thing you want to do is get a bowl. So I have just got this cute pink bowl here, and you want to put the 2 Weetabix in a large bowl and pour in the milk and leave for 2 to 3 minutes and then mash with a fork. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my 2 Weetabix. 2 Weetabix, and then you need 200 milliliters of skim milk. So Weetabix is in the bowl, 200 milliliters of milk just literally going in the bowl, and that's basically just going to allow all of the Weetabix to soak up all of the milk, and you just want to leave that for like 2 to 3 minutes just to let it absorb and do all that good stuff. And then the next step is obviously we're going to mash it with a fork. So I'm just going to wait 2 to 3 minutes. Then after that you want to beat in all of the remaining ingredients, spoon the mixture into the loaf, and then she's good to go in the oven. So obviously all the other ingredients, we've got 2 eggs, we've got the sultanas, and we've got the sweetener, and then the spices. So I'm just going to go ahead and weigh out all of my sultanas and my flour, and the flour. God, today I'm going to weigh out all my ingredients, let that soak, and then literally you mix it all together, and then you just put it in the loaf tin and it goes in the oven. So really simple. So this is what 100 grams of sultanas looks like. I know that you can get sultanas from, I think, Tesco and maybe Morrison's or Asda that are 3.5 sins for 25 grams, so it would just make the sins a tiny bit lower, but basically these are 4 sins for 25 grams, so times 4 by 4, because 25 times 4 is 100. 4 times 4 is 60, so that's how many sins worth of sultanas we're using. And then hopefully, I don't even know if I've got enough of this, I need 100 grams of self-raising flour as well. Let's pray we've got 100 grams. I think we'll be okay. Can you see all that flour? Jesus. She's literally run out and she's hit 100 on the spot, so thank you so very much for that. So it's been about 2 to 3 minutes, so I'm just going to mash my Weetabix with the milk. This is like a really good recipe to make like with children because it's so easy to do and it's so quick. So if you've got children that don't have a long attention span and will get bored after the first, like, I don't know, 5 minutes, then this really does only take 5 minutes to prepare. So yeah, maybe make it with your children. So this currently looks like a bowl of sick because that's what Weetabix looks like when you put milk in it. But we all know it tastes delicious, so we'll just ignore the fact that it looks like vomit. And now I'm going to add in my flour and my sultanas. Don't worry about sieve, ain't got time for that. 2 eggs. Don't worry about whisking them before. Just make sure you get no shell in there. Whoa. Then I'm a bit of a rebel when it comes to spices, like, and it's one thing that my mum doesn't not agree with, but doesn't do. Bear's mum as well, she's very much to the like measurement, like absolutely got to be like a, you know, when it's like a teaspoon or something, like it has to be that teaspoon, whereas with me I'm just like, yeah, that's half a teaspoon. Like I'm kind of that kind of rebel. So I'm just gonna like I said, sprinkle in some ginger. You'll be able to see how much I put in just from this. So that'll do. Oh, it went up my nose. And then some cinnamon as well. Oh no. Actually. And some cinnamon. So depending on how like cinnamony and things you like, things you can obviously just add to like whatever you like, but pineapples. Okay, that's just gone everywhere. Just ignore that, it's gone literally all over the shop. Okay, Okay, so that's that. And then again, with the sweetener, 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Then I'm just going to use that same fork I used earlier and mix it all together. It smells like autumn, and you know, like you know when you like get a Yankee Candle and it's like gingerbread, like that's what it smells like. It smells amazing. So it's not like a super runny kind of mixture, it is quite like stodgy, and that's what you want. So don't panic too much when it's not like really runny. You want it to be kind of like thick. So I'm just gonna literally make sure all of it is mixed in together, and all you want to do is just pour it into the loaf tin. Going to pour it into the tin now. Make sure your tin is sprayed with Frylight, or it's got like bacon parchment or something like that in it. I don't have any bacon, what's it called, bacon sheet, grease-proof paper, but when I've made this before, like I make it all the time, Frylight's fine and it comes out alright, so don't panic too much if you haven't got the fancy like parchment. I'm just going to get a spoon just to get that little bit of excess out. Okay, so we've got all of the mixture in the loaf tin, and all you want to do now is pop it in the oven on oh my god, see, this is why I need to keep an eye on stuff. So yeah, try not to tip it all over the place. Try and keep it upright, and yeah, so we're gonna pop this in the oven for 1 hour on the degrees I told you at the start, 180 degrees for an hour, just in the middle, and then basically it's done. So I'll come back in an hour and show you what it looks like. In the meantime, because I'm a bit hungry, I'm gonna have a cup of tea whilst I'm waiting for this to cook, and then I'll show you what I sort of like have this with. But yeah, an hour in the oven and you're good to go. I've just got the Weetabix cake out of the oven, and I started to cut it, and I was like, hey, come on, I've got to show it. So this is what the first slice looks like. It's still steaming because you're gonna get all fogged up, but honestly the smell is absolutely amazing. This is what it looks like. Oh, it just looks absolutely lush. So my challenge is now to obviously cut it all into 12 pieces, but this is initially what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. All the sultanas, it's nice and crispy on the top, but really soft inside, and it actually looks and smells like a proper cake. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of this up now. The breakfast cake is done. You just saw me cutting it all up, but I managed to cut it into 12 pieces. Oh yeah. So I've managed to cut it into 12 pieces, and this is what it looks. It's still steaming because I've literally just got it out, but this is what she looks like. The pieces are still smoking, but that is your Weetabix cake. So like I said, 2.5 sins per slice, or if you're not counting your healthy extra beef for it, then 3.5 sins. But it just, honestly, it is so delicious. It smells like autumn, so I feel like it's really one of those comforting breakfasts. And I know sometimes people don't like to spend sins on breakfast, I get that, but because we have 15 sins throughout the whole day, and you can make stuff like this, it just makes you feel like you're not missing out on like cake. So yeah, this is absolutely delicious, and I'm just going to show you what I'm going to serve it with now. So I'm going to have one of the middle pieces because it is one of the bigger pieces, and I am just going to serve mine with one of my favourite yogurts. This is the Lidl protein yogurt in vanilla. This is 1 sin, and it kind of tastes to me like a bit like clotted cream. So I feel like with this warm Weetabix cake, with this yogurt sort of like on top or on the side, and then with some strawberries for speed, I feel like that is the most perfect breakfast to get me going for the day. So I'm calling it 2.5 sins because I'm counting it as part of my healthy extra B and healthy extra A, plus 1 sin for my yogurt. So that's 3.5 sins for breakfast, and I will show you what it looks like now all on a plate. But like I said, this is such a simple recipe to do. You can use this if you want like something sweet in the like day, or if you want something sweet in the evening, this keeps really, really nice. I do just put it in like a normal cake tin like you would with any other cake. And yeah, it's one of my favourite Slimming World recipes. This is the Weetabix cake, and I'm just going to serve it up now with some speed and my yogurt. It's what I just basically explained to you, but we've got the Weetabix cake, some fruit and a yogurt. So I'm going to go attack into this, and then I'll catch up with you when it is lunchtime. Today has honestly flown by. Like, I can't believe the time already, and my belly is rumbling, she is growling, so I know it's time for lunch. Now, to be honest, my breakfast did really fill me up because I had like a protein yogurt, I had like a cake, and I had strawberries. So only now I'm wanting something for lunch, and I want something light. So these, let's just take a minute. They are sensational. And I mean, I'm not a vegetarian, but I can fully appreciate these, and you guys need to go and get them if you haven't tried them already. So they are the plant menu from Aldi, masala roast cauliflower sausages, and they are half a sin each, and they are so nice. So I'm just gonna have 4 of these, I reckon. So that'll be 2 sins, and you literally just fry them off on a frying pan for 8 to 10 minutes, and they are so delicious. So 4 of these for 2 sins. Now I don't know whether 4 is greedy, but they're not like the most massivest things, but I want 4. So, and I'm just gonna have some salad, some spring onions, and some tomatoes. So really easy, quite light, and yeah, I'm just gonna crack on and get on with this, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's plated up. I have decided that I only need 3 of the sausages because, as you can see, we've got a plethora of them. So 3 sausages is 3 sausages is 1.5 sins, and then I've just used half a sin worth of the Crucial's sweet chili Thai style sauce. This is really nice. It is a 1 sin for a tablespoon, and I only use like half. So yeah, this is 2 sins for all of this, and just ideal. It's perfect for an SP day as well, because obviously you've got no rice, potatoes, and because I had such a filling breakfast, and for dinner I'm having chips, I know that this is just going to be perfect for my lunch and for my day, really. So yeah, really easy to do. Cannot wait. It's dinner time. Cannot be bothered, so I know I need to cook something fresh so that I'm healthy, but I just cannot be bothered. So I'm just doing a really easy chicken chorizo pepper tomato kind of dish in my Actifry. This is the Tefal Actifry Genius XL. It is unreal, honestly unreal. Like literally, I can't even explain. So all you need here is 4 chicken breasts. I've got 100 grams of chorizo, and then I've got 3 peppers. I've got 2 big, like, you know, like the pointed ones from Aldi, red ones, and then I've got a little yellow one. Then I've got 300 milliliters of passata, and then in here I've just mixed up some like paprika, some Cajun, some onion, salt, garlic salt, and crushed chilies for my seasoning. And literally all you do is shove it all in there and let it cook and do its own thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I've just sauteed, don't know how you say it, off my peppers for 10 minutes like the recipe says to do so, and now I'm going to add in my chicken, chorizo, and all of my spices and cook that on my timer, which you can set on here, for a further 10 minutes. I just want to show you what I'm using actually to cook this meal. So I've got it from the Tefal app, and it's the chicken, chorizo, and tree of bell peppers, and I'm basically following all of the steps on here, and it tells you like each step how long to put the things cooking on and what temperature. So I'm currently on this step. I've just added the chicken and the chorizo and the seasoning, and I'm going to cook it on manual for 7 minutes at 220 degrees. So at the top here I've got my little dial, and my temperature is on 220 degrees, which is what I want. And now I want to just select 7 minutes. I'm just going to add I'm just going to add that to 7 minutes and start, and then it will cook and it will beep at me when it's ready. So it's all spinning round in here now, and it's all going to cook nicely, and then that will tell me when it's ready for the next step. So I've just got the chicken dish out of the Actifry, and this is what it looks like. It smells amazing. So obviously you're going to count the sins for chorizo. There was 100 grams there, and I'm going to make 4 portions out of this. I'm just quickly going to do some Actifry chips to have along with this for dinner, and then some salad on the side to ensure that I'm having some speed. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like as it's come out of the Actifry, and just put it in this little Tupperware for now because I want to wait for the chips to cook. But yeah, so easy to do. It took 20 minutes in the air fryer and I'm obsessed. Okay, so these are what the chips have turned out like. They look amazing. I just used the JD Seasonings chips and wedges seasoning to go with them. Not gonna lie, I've probably had about 6 of them already. And I'm gonna go and plate up now and just show you what dinner looks like. But this air fry honestly makes the best chips. I cannot recommend it enough. Slimmer World sin-free chips using the JD Seasonings chips and wedges seasoning. The chicken and chorizo dish made in the air fry, and then obviously I've just got a speedy salad. This is the chorizo that I use. It's from Aldi and it's 8.5 sins for 50 grams, and we used 100 grams, so that works out like 16 sins. But I will get 5 portions out of the chicken I made, so it works out just like over 3 sins each. So I'm counting 3 sins for this because I've got a nice bit of chorizo in there, and then obviously sin free and then speedy, so 3 sins for our dinner. And honestly it tastes so good. So yeah, this is what we're having for dinner today. I almost did a bad thing and forgot to show you what I was having for dessert, and I forgot I was filming a what I eat in a day, but I remembered, my little brain thought, no, I know I need to do something now before I eat this. So I just thought I'd come on and show you my dessert for today. I have had 8.5 sins, which is quite a lot for me, like in the day. Normally I have quite a lot of sins to play with in an evening, but I don't. So I've opted for some fruit and then one of these lovely yogurts, one of these lovely ice lollies. So I love coconut, I love pina coladas, I love anything like that, and I absolutely love these. Now these are coconut lollies from Aldi, and they are what they say, refreshing coconut water and creamy coconut milk. They are 3.5 sins and they're like £1, probably not even more than £1. So I really love those. So I'm going to have one of them, which is 3.5 sins. I'm then going to have some grapes because I just love grapes. I find them so satisfying and sweet, and they're kind of like crunchy. So I just absolutely love having grapes in the fridge to snack on. I'm going to also have some strawberries to up my speed, and then I'm going to have a Pink Lady apple. So super simple dessert. Don't have to do any faffing, but things like these are just ideal to have in the freezer when you want something sweet on an evening, but you don't want to spend loads and loads of sins. It's the end of the day where I come and sit down on my little chair and write everything down that I've eaten throughout the day to keep me accountable. I do it every night. You guys have seen on my previous what I eat in a day is that I always take the time to fill this out. It not only keeps me accountable, but it also keeps me sort of in the loop. So if I did have like a really good loss this week, I can always go back and see what I've eaten to get that loss. So I just find it a really nice idea to write everything down. So you've seen what we've had today, but for breakfast we had our Weetabix Cake, which was part of our Healthy Extra A and B. It was also 2.5 sins. I also had one of the Lidl protein yogurts, which was another sin, and then I had some strawberries. For lunch I had the vegetarian sausages, salad and sweet chili sauce, so I've just popped that all there. And then for dinner I had the chicken and chorizo done in the air fry with chips and salad. And then dessert we've had a coconut lolly, and also I need to add in here the fruit I've had as well. So I've had apples, strawberries and grapes. Forgot to add that in. So I've had 12 sins in totals, which is really good because I feel so satisfied with the food I've eaten today. And I've just got here some stickers. You are perfect, love yourself first, small steps every day, believe, slow and steady. So yeah, this planner is from Princess Planning. I will leave a link down below to it. I absolutely love it. I've got so many stickers in this little like pouch thing, so I always look forward to in an evening just coming on here and jotting everything down. But like I said, I do have a discount code. It's Chloe10. It's non-ad, it's not an affiliate or anything like that. It just will save you money if you want to get your hands on one of these books. But yeah, that is today done and dusted. So I deserve a big slap on the wrist because it is another day and I forgot to film the outro to my video yesterday when I filmed the actual video. So I'm coming on today. It is currently 10 to 11 at night and I've had a really busy day, so I was like, right, I need to pick up the camera and outro this video. So I'm going to keep it I'm just going to keep it really sweet. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I love filming these what I eat in a day videos. They're just so like I don't know, I just feel like they're a lot more like casual, and like I just pick up the camera when I'm eating or when I want to tell you guys something. So I really do find them quite easy and quite nice and like casual to film. So they will definitely be coming a lot more on this channel. It's sort of one of those videos that when I don't have like a really creative idea or like a a video dedicated to something that I'll just think, do you know what, this week I'm going to do another what eating a day. So do let me know if you like these videos and you want me to continue doing them. If you want me to do sort of any sort of style of them, so like I did a SP one a couple of weeks ago. I really enjoyed filming that. So if you want me to do any more SP videos, if you wanted to maybe like, if I could maybe do like a vegetarian day one, or keeping my sins below like a certain number or something like that, if any suggestions you have, leave them in the comments down below. Thank you so much as always for watching. I really enjoy filming this kind of stuff, and I will see all of you in my next video. Take care, have a great week, and we will see you next Sunday for another video. Take care.